So this is part 2, and we talked a little bit about it last week. I know it sucks. Okay, so what do you notice different about this system of equations compared to last week's system of equations? Let's talk about that. Different numbers, not only for the x's, but for the y's. Remember, you guys, this number doesn't really matter. It's these numbers. So that means we're gonna have to do one step different than the last time, okay? So we need to make a variable have the same coefficient. So that means we're either gonna change the x's so they match, or we're gonna change the y's so they match. The big question is, that I always get asked, does it matter which variable do you change? No, it doesn't. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the x's, okay? I'm just gonna pick the x's. So I don't wanna make your life complicated, so this is what we're gonna do. The bottom equation's x has a 3 in front of it. So let me say that again. The bottom equation has a 3 in front of the x, so I'm gonna multiply the top equation all by 3. The top equation has a 6 in front of it, so I'm going to multiply the entire bottom equation by 6. So now we're going to get 2 new equations. So again, I just flip-flopped the coefficients. This one was 3, and keep in mind, always keep in mind what variable you're trying to eliminate. So what is 6 times 3? 2 times 3. 10 times 3. Okay, so again, I did 6 times 3, 2 times 3, 10 times 3. Now I'm going to multiply the bottom equation, but this time times 6. 3 times 6. I'm just going to bring down this minus 7 times 6.
Negative 42.
And then negative 19 times 6.
Negative 114.
Are you? Now we're going to, that's our first step. Now we're going to look at it. Now does it look like what we did last week? Okay, so notice I've only changed one step. I just picked a variable and say that's the one I'm going to change. Now let's look at this one. Are the x's have the same coefficient?
Yes.
So are they the same sign or different signs? Same sign means we're going to subtract. And we literally are going to subtract. What is 18x minus 18x? Cancels out, we're left with 0. Negative 6 minus negative 42.
36.
And it's going to be a positive because a minus a negative. And you guys, I encourage you to use your calculators. 30 minus negative 114.
144.
So 30 minus negative 114, put that in your calculator, you get 144. Now what do I do?
You divide each side by 36.
So far so good? Anyone not sure how I did it? Then 144 divided by 36 is 4. Now, am I done with this problem?
No.
So I need to pick an equation, but I need to pick one of the originals, not the one I changed, but one of the originals. I'm gonna plug it into the top equation. So I'm gonna do 6x minus 2 times 4, because I'm replacing the y with 4. I'm going to set it equal to 10. So you guys, nothing's changed since last week except for that first step. Okay. So I have 6x minus 2 times 4 is, it's just 8, equals 10. I just used this time I used the minus sign as a subtraction. I just did 2 times 8. Now how am I going to solve this equation? 6x equals 18. Now what do I do? And x equals, and you guys can't see that. Sorry about that, guys. Now, we want to make sure we're correct. So what do I do?
Plug it into the original bottom.
The original bottom, because I used the top equation to check it. To solve for it. So I'm going to do 3 times 3 minus 7 times 4, and I should get equals negative 19. So I use the bottom equation, 9 minus 28. Check that in your calculator, guys, and see if that's right. So that is correct. So my answer is 3, 4. Okay, you ready for the next one? You're like, sure. Why not? Okay, there's the next one. Okay. Anytime you do an equation, you can pick what you want to change, okay? So we're going to pick the y's this time, okay? What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to take the negative or the positive sign, okay? I just want you to we're going to change the y's. I just want you to treat it like this. So what would we multiply the top equation by? Again, you guys, the x's are not the same, the y's are not the same. So what's the number on the bottom? Well, we're changing the y's. So we're going to change the y's. So we're going to multiply the top equation by 5. We're going to multiply the bottom equation by 3. I just want to show you that it doesn't matter which variable you choose to eliminate. Before we start picking the x's every time, I want to show you, okay? You guys, if the signs are opposites, please do not take the sign, okay? Okay, so what is 5 times 5?
25.
I'm going to leave the subtraction sign. What's 3y times 5?
Negative 15.
Okay, so 6 times 5 is,
30.
now, 2x times 3,
6x.
5y times 3,
15.
and negative 10 times 3.
Negative 30.
Okay, so you choose a variable, you switch their coefficients, and what I don't want to say switch, but you multiply, like you switch the coefficients and multiply them. So that's what I did. I took the 3 and multiplied it by the top. Oh my goodness. I took the 3 and multiplied the bottom equation, and then I took the 5 and multiplied the top equation. And now I have 2 new equations. Now, which variables are alike? The x's or the y's? The y's. Now, are they the same sign or are they opposite signs? They're opposites. One's negative, one's positive, so that means we add. The only time you add is when they're opposites. And when I talk about that, you guys, it's only the ones that are the same. So what is 25x plus 6x?
31.
31x. What is negative 15 plus 15?
Cancels out.
30 plus negative 30.
That also cancels out.
So you're left with 0. That one you actually have to put a 0. Okay, the y's you don't have to put anything, but 30 plus negative 30. Now, I'm going to divide by 31. What is 0 divided by 31?
0.
You guys you are allowed to get 0 as an answer. It is a number, okay? It is also a great one to plug in. So now where am I going to plug in 0 at? The top equation or the bottom equation? Let's do the top equation. So 5 times 0 minus 3y equals 6. 5 times 0 is?
0.
So I'm left with negative 3y equals 6, because 0 minus 3y gives me negative 3y. So again, 5 times 0, because that's x was 0. 0 minus 3y is negative 3y. Now what do I do?
Divide by negative 3 on both sides.
6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. And now we're going to try it in the bottom equation. This equation right here, the original equation. So we're going to do 2 times 0 plus 5 times negative 2 equals negative 10. 0 plus negative 10 equals negative 10. True?
Yeah.
Remember, your variables are always in alphabet order, so it's 0, negative 10. Okay, now what I want you guys to do is try the next one on your own.
Wait, why is it negative 10?
Because I wrote it wrong. It shouldn't be negative 10, it should be negative 2. So it shouldn't have been 0, negative 10. It should have been 0, negative 2. I was just copying that. So now I'm going to give you a problem that I want you guys to do on your own. Okay, so let's write this problem down, and then you guys are going to try it on your own. I only added one step today. So let's see if you guys can get that step.